Good morning. It's not really morning. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning. It's really late. I slept in. I wake up, stay a little bit up, and I went back to bed. Yeah, good call. Anyway, we have now endurance ride. Let's do it. Oh my gosh. Ah. Okay. Okay.
Hey there, I am Casey Zog, your iFit trainer. Today we are at Lap An Lagoon in Vietnam to do our final endurance ride of the series here. Let's get rolling.
Resistance 14 flat.
Fish action.
Target RPM
Lap
60.
An Lagoon. Now let's warm up as we have a 30-minute endurance ride today. And I must say, we've got a fantastic and phenomenal ride in store today. Not only have we already seen some food, but we also get to enjoy a solid 30-minute effort at an RPE of 5 to 6. Right now in Warrior Kings, keep it be about 60 RPM. Keep your RPE between 2 and 3 now. We've come off a solid tempo effort from the last segment, so we want to make sure we've got this good base mile effort today and enjoy the views along Lap An Lagoon. That sea wind is really coming down off the mountain. You can see those ominous clouds hovering over the mountains up ahead. We'll be riding up to a little pass overlooking the lagoon. One thing that makes this location extra special and unique is the way that the locals have turned it into a seafood cultivation location. Say that 3 times fast. Seafood cultivation location. All of those little huts you see out on the water, those are oyster harvesters who use old motorcycle tires and set them up strategically throughout. It just dots the landscape here. It's a 3 to 6 month cultivation period to where they can fit 20 to 30 oysters on each tire. So rather than just burning them and creating toxic smoke and polluting the environment, their ingenuity has allowed them to reuse these rubber byproducts and create an economy from it. Very impressive. Keep that spinning at around 60 RPM right now. Let's ratchet up your effort between 3 and 4 RPE at this stage. We're not going to be pushing it too hard today. These endurance efforts are important to build out that base where your body just needs to be accustomed to holding a consistent effort that you could do for hours on end, particularly if you're going out to do a century or maybe a double century, or if it's just a 50-miler on the weekend or you have to tackle those chores, so be it. VO2 max, super painful. Tempo, my favorite. Endurance, necessary. And then FTP, pushing on that painful. The way we stage all of these is to ensure you have adequate rest between each, as well as a cadence that allows you to reap the benefits and realize the gains from each. We've got 30 seconds left on the warm-up, and then we'll ratchet up our effort to a 5 to 6, and then just hold that steady during the ride today. 30 minutes. It's not going to be a walk in the park by any means. It's not easy breezy, much like the breeze today is giving us a little bit of a headwind, but it'll allow us to have that endurance. So let's kick it off. Woo!
Resistance 16, target RPM 70.
Kick up that cadence now. I want it about
Endurance
70,
ride,
75.
here we come.
Nothing too strenuous. There's not a lot of resistance today because we're down at sea level, spinning it at an endurance pace. We're going to enjoy this ride. This is our second to last adventure here in beautiful Vietnam. The La Phan Lagoon, even though we've got that breeze, is quite tranquil and serene. So we'll just have these idyllic views as we ride around for our final ascent up to the mountain pass overlook. As an example, you can see all of the tires where they harvest those oysters. They probably recycle through them over and over again as part of their economy. Here's a perfect example, one of the huts on the water. Stilts up above, they need to hang out and protect their cultivation efforts from would-be bandits, or so I've been told. Keep that cadence now, 70 to 80. Nice spinning, RPE of 5 to 6. This has probably been one of the few rides during this series where there aren't a ton of busy bee motorbikes zipping by all the time, or big tour buses. Insofar as Vietnam's economy is largely driven in these areas by tourism, we can understand why everyone wants to come and see it. But here, it's a little more peaceful, a little more serene. A perfect example of a location to cap off our endurance riding here in Vietnam. Avoiding the hustle and bustle of the city or certain popular places like Hai Van Pass, which I need to reiterate again, both that climb and descent that you did with me, that was phenomenal. We're just down from that area so we can feel those beautiful mountain ranges looking down on us as we're circumnavigating La Phan Lagoon. I hope you take an opportunity to learn how to listen to your body, take rest days, hydrate properly, get adequate nutrition before and after your efforts. I very much have come to find the nutritional aspect sports and athleticism be paramount. Each person is a little different on what works for them. There are a lot of diets that may exist, whether it's keto, paleo, Whole30, or the Mediterranean diet. I think it's important to listen to your body and find what works best for you. Experiment a little bit. Never on race day, but learn how your body works through fats, carbs, proteins. Clean ingredients are always important though. And get plenty of plants in your diet. My focus has largely been on creating a platform for eating wholesome foods, clean products, and encouraging the use of that through trail truffles. And that has been my passion now that I no longer race. I do miss though some of those long days on the bike, because I find myself in the trouble factory a little too often making those wholesome bites, but it doesn't afford me those 20 plus hour workload weeks on the bike. But as long as we can still get out and enjoy these rides in iconic places like Da Nang, Vietnam, is where we are today as we circumnavigate Lac Hong Lagoon, I think we're solid. Look at those views as those clouds roll over the mountains. A little ominous, I'd say. But, per the name of Haiban Pass, or the ocean clouds, I think the mist and the fog always rolling in. Hello! Xin chào, xin chào! Is a prevalent thing in this area.
Incline to resistance 14.
The locals during this trip have been so accommodating. Very positive, helpful. It's always great to be able to learn about the culture of the places you visit. Be
Flat
introduced
16.
to the locals who know and live and breathe this area on a daily basis, and therefore you're able to avoid some of those common tourist locations and jump into a peaceful scene like this, doing our endurance ride around a beautiful lagoon. A couple ducks hanging out on the road here. Let's make sure we don't startle them. Hello, xin chào ducks. Looks like a cute couple. Keep that cadence between 70 and 80. This endurance ride has been enjoyable so far. I want to make sure you're keeping that effort at a solid RPE of 5 to 6.
Give your ass a little break.
Opportunity to come across these fishing villages or seafood-oriented economies. We've got a shrimp farm there, little oyster catch with the tires, the cultivation. See some long-tailed fishing boats as well. We can definitely recognize those communities where their livelihood comes from the sea. In a place like this, in 30 seconds to a minute. Just enjoy the views as we round this bend. So come on, give me a little RP of solid 6 here. Up that cadence, closer to 80. Great work. You've got so many of these stages under your belt now. You know how to lay down the power. Don't want to push it to your FTP yet, or tempo. Great lead out here. Boy, nothing better than having some unobstructed views on this endurance ride today. And given all of your hard work so far, you've totally earned it. And speaking of endurance rides, putting in these solid miles and minutes at this RP of 5 to 6 is important for those long days in the saddle. I spent a couple weeks several years ago in northern Thailand
Endurance ride, still riding. Just
riding
pushing too much on my
all
arms.
around, avoiding the cold, dreary winter months in Utah and coming to bask in the beautiful, cool, but not too cold temperatures here in Southeast Asia. It was phenomenal. One of the days I started in Chiang Mai, Thailand, loaded up this bike with a few changes of clothes, my iPad, and everything I need for a day of work up in Chiang Rai, and rode point to point 125, 130 miles on the bike, 80, 85 degrees, and of course very humid, with a heavily loaded down bike. Big saddle, bag, cockpit, added weight. But were it not for those endurance miles that I put in, there was no way that I would have been able to survive that kind of ride. Those aren't the times where you're putting in an effort above a 6, unless there's a short little point or spurt that you need to hit. Those are just grinded out miles. And with the heat and humidity on that day, it gets to a point where even with high fitness, you just need to pause, take a breather, because it's almost more mental than physical to keep pedaling one pedal stroke after the other. Spent a few nice days up in Chiang Rai, explored up there, found the Jade Buddha, the original relic, and then turned around and rode all the way back to Chiang Mai. And the people at the hotel desk, when finding where I'd gone to and come back from, they were a little bit flabbergasted, probably because they thought, what is this crazy guy doing? Riding his bike such a long distance in such hostile weather. Not to mention the fact that on the thoroughfare, the highway between the two cities, I was sucking in a lot good. But here in Vietnam, it's been phenomenal. We've had a blast on this series so far. We're just over our halfway mark on this endurance ride. I really like the consistent effort you've been putting here. Hopefully, my stories of other exploits in the Southeast Asia region keep that cadence high. I know you can get lost in these views. Look at this canopy here. This is spectacular. New things thrown at us every which way here in lovely Vietnam. Wind has definitely kicked up a bit now. I think we got some light misting going on. As we've done the Haivan Pass earlier, we're now on the northern side, headed up towards Hue. Because of the natural geographical divide of the pass, northern Vietnam receives more of those colder winds, a little bit chillier, coming from China. And so we're experiencing that firsthand right now, where we're headed into a headwind. Misting a bit, a little ominous, eerie, but pleasant. Having ridden in 40, 50-degree temps with rain and drizzle, and then of course, in the winter months, I'm layering up to go ride my fat bike in 20-degree temperatures in the deep snow. Being able to go out in 70-degree temperatures in the cool season here is awesome. So no complaints. Absolutely.
Incline 2, resistance 14.
Okay, we've got a little bit of a roundabout action to go on here. Let's watch the traffic. It, of course, would not be Vietnam without having to cross a few lanes of cars. And get in the gravel a little bit. Get some dirt. Getting a little dirty. Oh yeah.
Incline 4, resistance
This is
13.
not doing anything. A little
Target
higher
RPM
than that.
70.
No, we're not trying to lay down.
It
that
is an
easy.
endurance ride.
Endurance. Drop your cadence a bit. We've got increased resistance and increased grade. You just want to keep a consistent, steady effort here. Not to mention, we're fighting those winds and all these cute little doggies coming out to greet us. Why don't you leave me out here for a bit? Around this bend? You're doing a great job. Enjoy a little unobstructed view. Sans Casey. Or maybe it's just because I want to grab a bit. Because you're laying down some amazing power. Very consistently. Spinning those circles. Consistent power, delivery, very important when you're thinking about endurance rides. You never want to go out too hard and blow yourself up. Keep going here. You're doing great. Want to sneak by a bit? Maybe jump out of the saddle with me
Okay.
for a spell. All around this bend. Fighting that headwind. Nice work. Nice work. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back in the saddle. Nice. Amazing work so far. I personally like finishing a ride. Hello, Xin Zhao. Maybe you aren't Vietnamese. Or maybe I'm not quite as good at Xin Zhao as I thought. As I was saying, I normally like to finish rides in a rip and descent. But given how scenic, beautiful, ecologically diverse Vietnam is, I'm not going to complain. Wow, they just opened up. We've got La Fan Lagoon down there on our left now. I count about 1, 2, 10,000 or so. The bamboo poles. That oyster cultivation.
Incline 6, resistance 12.
Keep going. We're going to be wrapping up here in a little bit. Fantastic work.
Minus 115.
Now look at press.
It feels better.
You got a little descent. Or we have a nice little loop around. We'll finish with an overlook. Take one final gander at Lafon Lagoon. As we cool down. We'll get a nice sweeping view of these rice fields as we loop around and come back up here in a bit. Wow, this is so beautiful. This is so amazing. Mountain goats, little babies, this is phenomenal. Starting our cool down in earnest now.
Incline 2,
Gentle roll.
resistance 12.
Saying hi to another family of goats. Look at all those cute little kids. Oh man,
Cooling down.
too adorable. This is so beautiful.
Starting.
Just when you think you've seen it all, Vietnam goes and delivers something even more spectacular than you can hope. That verdant green of the rice fields, amazing. Looks like we've got a little bit of a weeping rock right here. Never-ending water seepage. Drop your cadence. It's about 50 to 60 here.
Minus 1, 13.
Have your RPE about 2 to 3 for this cool down.
Cool down.
That was an awesome effort. I'd say that there was a huge payoff during that ride today. You did an amazing job holding that pace, that effort. I'm really proud of what you did in Vietnam. I always love a good solid endurance ride with plenty of scenic views. And today we were treated to many, many beautiful opportunities. Light spin it here. Drop your RPE to a 2.
Minus 3, resistance 14. Less than a minute.
Oh, this is exceptional. We're going to roll it out just right to here. Get an overlook of Lafon Lagoon to finish up today.
Flat 13.
What an amazing way to finish up the ride today with this idyllic view.
Resistance 11.
I'm Casey, your iFit trainer. We did such a great job today during that endurance ride. Next time, we'll finish up the series with that FTP interval set. But until I see you then, keep spinning. Peace.
Nine 9.26 miles. Okay. Let's have a good day. It was good. It was very good.